Yo, what's crack-lacking, my friends? So excited to be here with you. New templates, new paradigms coming in for 2019. So I'm gonna let a few people get in the room before we really dive into this. But this video is gonna be on surrendering and I guess death and rebirth. It's gonna be on the DAO and the how and the now. So many different things, but yeah. Hell yeah. So if you're watching this later, definitely skip ahead a few minutes, but I'm gonna let some people get in the room. Hey, the person who just got in here, did you get a notification for this live stream? Is everything working properly? Is everything on point? Is everything good? Just drop something in the chat real quick. Hell yeah, we're getting some people in here. No notification. Huh. What the hell? Is that affirmed by other people? So there is a notification out. Okay. Sweet. So let's just dive in and begin this discussion. I was talking to my good friend Katie last night. She was telling me about this dream. And this dream is so damn reflective of life and just so much. But in this dream, you know, the more she tried, the more she tried to free herself or be aware or, be awake, the more bound up she became. And all this tightness, anxiety, fear was gripping her. And it got to the point where it was just so overwhelming, right? That she just had to give up. And in the dream, that death, that fear seemed so real. But she said this one-liner, and this one-liner is damn profound. It's so profound. The moment that she surrendered, the whole entire dreamscape transformed. Dang. My friends, this video is on surrendering, and it's on the DAO, it's on the now, it's on so many different things, and I might even crack open a notebook, but I really want to co-create this one, co-evolve this with the tribe out here. So excited for everyone in the chat room. But my friends, when are we going to wake up and realize that us desiring things and trying and working so hard and trying to hustle life and hustle the universe and get things, when are we going to realize that that is never going to be the way? And that just leads to tightness, anxiety, fear, and way more suffering. But really surrendering to the universal pull, my friends. Surrendering to what the moment calls us to do. And this is really hard because it's a damn ego trip out here. You know what I mean? We want to go do this. We don't want to do that. That's painful, we think. Or that's uncomfortable to us. But yo, that's what your soul, that's what the Father is asking you to do, right? And the more we run from this, the more we run from, just the moment, is the more tight and bound up we become, the more chaos we insert ourselves into. And dang, my friends, if we want to transform our reality, especially in this new year, and this is why I'm coming to you guys right now, because it is 2019, and this is a shift, it was made so evident to me that this is a massive transitioning and shifting point on all timelines for everyone. And I feel leading through the fall that myself and most everyone around me got very, chaotic, or it got very hard. And it's because the shadow was becoming more and more evident, and this massive need for transformation, a massive need for change. And that is, I guess, that change, that transformation, right? That new template, that new paradigm literally falls at your feet, is bestowed upon us when we can just surrender our thoughts of what we think we know, surrender our thoughts of what we think we are, right? We have to surrender the forms we hold on to, my friends, what we think we want, what we think they think of us, all this shit, my friends. We have to surrender the form and realize that the way of transformation, the way to literally jump into a new template is to dive into the waters of change and swim and merge with them, right? And not trying to be clutching and directing your route. My friends, we see from a minuscule perspective. We see from like this much, right? We have no idea what's going to happen in the next moment. Yet we assume, we fear, and then we make plans so that, you know, we can have more of what we want or what we think is going to make us happy in that next moment. When the way, my friends, is to no longer try to look and plan and direct from inside out, but outside in. My friends, surrendering to whatever the moment holds, surrendering to the day, losing our plans, losing our judgment of what we think we are, and also losing and I guess battling these assumptions we've made about pain, pleasure, and uncomfortability. You see, for instance, like going live on this live stream. 2018, this was like, I would get like anxious for this, you know? But in 2019, I realized that, you know, I had that resistance to doing it because it was the exact path that I needed to walk. And it would constantly be repeated to me that I need to, you know, in real time, connect with the tribe, connect with the people out here, connect with the fam. But there was so much fear and I thought it was uncomfortable, so I would avoid doing it. My friends, surrender to what the universe has for you. We don't need to hustle life into order. All these personal development coaches out here, so much of the narrative seems to be like you against the world. You against nature. Think about like this whole transhumanism, this whole modern agenda out here, really. And it's just because we're living in the fall. Like, we're living in the times where the ego rules all. And, god damn, it's not about you trying to map out some shit. It's about you surrendering to the now, moving with the universal will, letting the breath catch you, right? And everything will evolve and fall into place. When we stop creating more chaos because we're compensating, because we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing, therefore we're losing energy, right? And then we need to compensate other places. And this just digs us deeper and deeper and deeper into the shit. And to get out of the shit, my friends, to transform is truly to surrender. And to surrender, to realize and like profoundly surrender, profoundly repent. It's to see. It's to see, my friends, and stop lying to yourself. It was hitting me so hard last night. I really got to stop trying. I really got to stop trying because this is what's just creating all my pain. Because I'm running from something else, I fill my time with all this other bullshit that just creates more chaos, right? But if I surrender and actually just like, you know, let go of this tightness. I don't need to hold that anymore. I don't need to be like that anymore. I don't need to carry a heavy vision anymore. Everything will fall into perfect alignment, right? When I no longer have thoughts of the future, when I no longer attach my past to me. My friends, you are infinite. You are infinite, right? And you are so much more than this, you know, struggle that we see out here. This desperate, grasping and clutching to life and what we want to do and what we want to be and what we think makes us happy and who we think we are. My friends, fulfillment and happiness doesn't come from chasing any of that shit. Fulfillment and happiness comes from embodying the moment so damn hard. So hell yeah, that's kind of how I wanted to start the video off. Now I just want to open this up to a Q&A. I do have quite a few other things that we can dive into in my notebooks out here, but definitely let's get the chat going. I'm gonna check out the chat right now. Let me find a spot to park real quick. Hold on. Oh, thank you for the super chat, homie. Thank you. I'm sorry, I can't read the name right now until I park. Oh, my friends, the other thing is, so let's just try build right now. Let's just get real connected with each other for a moment. The next live stream, I want to start going live more because it's just like, damn, I have so many ideas and so many things that I just want to like talk about, but you know, it's really difficult to like sit down and make an ordered, structured video. But dang, when I talk to people, when I just let them bring like me out of me, It's so amazing, and that's what flow is, my friends. And flow is everything. Flow is everything. So, the next live stream, I do want to start going live with someone else, with the tribe and some of the fam out here, and maybe just like, you know, taking a few callers and just talking, just discussing. So if you guys are interested in that, whether you're watching this live stream or watching this later, shoot me an email. And also all super chats, if you want to, you know, jump on a call with me for the next live stream, definitely just like shoot me your email. If you did leave a super chat, you're gonna be the first considered. Hell yeah. But anyway, let me check the comments now. Happy New Year, everyone. Create the flow, bro. Yeah. And you just gotta not know, bro, because you just gotta go and just, you know, kind of sink real low and let go of the ego mind. And there you'll find all the things that God divined for your life that's left inside, because you found the inner master and your guide. There's the flow, homie. Just for you, Paul Solomon. Okay, I gotta block this Doro person. Yeah, so everyone watching this, definitely hit that like button so more people see this on their feeds and we can get more of the tribe in here. And share this with a homie of yours, share this with a friend. And also, Happy New Year. Hell yeah, my friends. New templates, new paradigms are coming. And guys, the time is now. It's never been made more apparent, more obvious to myself and everyone around me that the time is now. Like, the time's here. Welcome to 2019. This is what everything's been leading up to. Welcome to the crescendo. And new templates, new power, a new life, a new experience is waiting for you. It's literally here. All you must do is release into it. My friends, how do we transcend the current form? How do we let go of what we are and become who we might be? How do we do that? It is to break and transmute the ego programs. And that means just becoming so engaged with reality in front of you. I have a question for all y'all watching this. Yo, I know you have your patterns and what you think you should do and what you enjoy doing, and that's all beautiful stuff. But ask yourself, you know, look around at your reality and see what opportunities are right in front of you, but you haven't been taking advantage of because you've been living out old paradigms. You know, like this is like the story of my life. You know, like last year out here in Colorado, I was with my family and stuff. But the whole time I was like really struggling and suffering because I was so like focused on, you know, how am I going to be like, that was kind of in the beginning stages of getting reality files going. And I was trying to figure out how am I going to do business and like balance that with my passion. I was just, you know, I was really chaotic right then. And because of that, I was constantly like thinking and worrying about that shit. And then like, you know, philosophizing and thinking when I should just be so fully engaged and present with my family, you know, just loving the day, loving the skiing. And my friends, the opportunity is right before you, right in front of you right now. Like look at your reality and see what it's calling you to do, because that is the path towards your evolution and releasing into the truth of you. You see, the DAO is right behind you. Your new templates, your new paradigms, your new body, your new reality is right behind you. And it's not like we have to build towards something. You don't need to strive and like create this image or this form for something that you like will realize one day. My friends, reality is so beautiful. It holds everything you need. We are so damn provided for. If we stop trying, start dying, and start living in the Father above and letting Him move in you, my friends, be filled with love because you are enough. You know what I mean? Hell yeah. Let's take this in another direction. Anybody drop a comment where you want to take this, what you want to dive deeper into, especially if you've been following along with my latest videos. I would love to, you know, just expand and, you know, get a tribe design going. Off the dome, no kidding. This is my story. Ooh. Hell yeah. Let's talk about stories real quick. Drinking a little bit of tea right there. illusions of money. My friends, let's talk about stories real quick. 20 people in here, that's so amazing. That's so amazing. It's just a number, but dang. There's blessings on blessings. And blessings come, my friends. The next blessing's right around the corner. In fact, you have a million blessings in the storehouse right above you. How do we access all those blessings? How do we make our reality the perfect harmony in which it was meant to be? Learn the lessons, my friends. Lessons and blessings go hand in hand. And each moment has a lesson, and each moment has a blessing. So no matter what state you're in, the reason that we don't learn lessons is because we are not here with the moment. We abandon ourselves, we hide, we avoid a state of feeling, we avoid a state of being, we avoid a task that we have associated with uncomfortability. And therefore, we have turned our gaze away from like us in this moment. We have turned our gaze away from what we're actually doing and what's before our eyes. And that's because we have a little bit of guilt and shame around it, because we don't really want to see it, because, you know, it doesn't feel good. So I don't want to be over there. I'm going to be over here. But if we can actually sink into that and accept the state of being, accept whatever you're feeling, my friends, without having fear that, oh, this is going to get worse, or, oh, they're going to think this shit of me. But nah, accept it, my friends. And guess what? When we accept a negative state of being or like a negative feeling, it is in fact a positive experience. And it, like, literally, the cycle instantly begins to turn around once we accept it. Once we accept wherever we are, whatever we have to do. And then the circumstance in the external world is no longer like driving us and controlling us, right? When we can just accept it, find our peace within it. Find our peace within the fear. Find our peace within the anxiety and what we don't want to do. When we can accept that, we are instantly on the up and up. And that cycle is about to fulfill itself. And you're going to go see the light of day so damn hard. My friends, everything is in a rhythm out here. There's an up and a down, a yin and a yang, right? And the way, the DAO is not to even, like, I guess, put words to when you're feeling like a negative state, and realize that everything is there for you. It is literally given to you from someone who can see right from above. And just like accepting this and knowing that this too shall pass. Knowing that whatever you're feeling, like, you know, when I started making YouTube videos, it was so damn hard. And it was so damn, like, there's so much like fear and like worry and humiliation built around that shit. And I wish I was just developing these mantras and this philosophy that is now so deeply ingrained. But starting this YouTube channel, it seems so hard. And I thought it was always going to be that way. I thought, like, for every video I would have, you know, it would be like that difficult to inspire the willpower and inspire like the thought. And I thought I had to make them all so perfect. And it's truly because, my friends, like, everything's getting easier. Yo, whatever's so difficult right now, love that shit. Love it. Like, love being in that negative state and so fully accept that shit, because it will instantly begin to move on the up and up on the rhythm, my friends. Understand that all is cycle, all is rhythm, all is law. And if we are avoiding the lessons of the moment, then we won't receive the blessings of the next, period. Hell yeah. So many things going on in the chat. Love all you. Let's dive in. Let's dive in. What's up, No Thing 1111? You've dropped some excellent comments in some of my videos. Appreciate you, brother. Bars and bars, illusions of money. Eye of Light, what's up, bro? Thanks for joining me in this chat. Flame is being repressed depending on your temperament. You might need human connection or an expressive outlet. Need to get rid of contrived desires and see the real ones. Ooh, you just gave me so much to go off of. Eye of Light. I'm gonna give it, I'm just gonna riff for like a minute or two on that. But my friends, we need output. We need output to know who you are, to like gain the knowledge of self, and furthermore build a powerful character, to like literally, I guess, bring more of yourself into this reality. It is to experiment and express yourself. Your soul, the deepest craving and longing of the soul, is to express itself in perfection, to articulate like your feelings, your thoughts, right? Your experiences with grace, wisdom, and like fullness, completeness of expression. That's what we're here to do. We are all vehicles, my friends. We are vehicles. We're supposed to be in the flow between the mother and the father, right? The two and the one. Like the father raining down on you all the blessings, and the mother coming up with all the lessons, and vice versa as well. But we're supposed to be vehicles, my friends. And when we're not being vehicles, like in this age of consumerism and nullification, which we live in right now, you see, any state of feeling that is like, oh, I don't really like this, or maybe you're bored for a split second, you reach for the Instagram, the YouTube, the media to consume, right? So you can just throw like scattered information just into your mind and just like fill this shit with bull, like BS, right? Or like you just engage in emotional porn, such as watching Netflix and movies and, you know, gossiping about drama. And then, you know, it's just like constantly grabbing for food, whatever is going to gratify that moment. Like we are trained and it's glorified to do those things and go that route. But the thing is, my friends, like immortality is self-generation. Self-generation. Like think about the sun. The symbol of the sun, the image of the sun. The sun just gives. It doesn't take. It's the words of Jesus, like, you know, give with your right hand without thought of what your left is doing. You know, no thought of receiving, no thought of needing anything. My friends, we were born, natural born vitality. Yo, guess what? The healthiest thing we can all do is go on long walks. Go on long walks and stop eating. Start drinking water. The healthiest thing we can do is free-form art or freestyle poetry for long periods of time. Because when we can get in the flow of expression, now here's the key I wanted to hit on. When we can get into the flow of expression, my friends, when you can actually start to express yourself, express your feelings, go to an ecstatic dance and just move. I love that shit so hard, right? Like when we can express ourselves, not only do we we bring out all this shit we're holding on to inside that's making us really heavy, right? And releasing it back into the universe. Like this is the exhale, my friends. We all need to exhale harder so that we can breathe fully and live holy, right? We need to express equal and opposite of what we take in. So it's like one issue for me is my mind gets so jumbled full of shit because I was reading books like 8 hours a day for a long time there, and just like, you know, always, you know, being alone and being so like, I guess, having a disposition towards like the magician archetype of always like researching, learning, and just loving that, like ideas and connections. Because of that, like I got to this point where my mind was in complete chaos. I had convictions that were completely opposing, right? I had like, my knowledge wasn't connected and integrated. The system wasn't harmonious with the truth that I saw in my reality and right before my eyes. And that's because, my friends, I never brought forth what was within me, right? I would inhale and sit and listen and read all these books, but I wouldn't express. And that's what I'm doing right here, because I know this is my remedy, this is my medicine, is to get all these thoughts out so I don't need to hold them anymore, right? And it's for everyone. My friends, wherever you struggle in life, whatever creates like the most like pain and I guess like whatever your pain point or weakness is in your life, you need to think along the terms of balancing the yin and yang in that aspect, okay? So if you learn a lot, you need to start writing or speaking or like connecting and, you know, having a great engaged conversation with a friend who's on that level. Because if we don't do this, my friends, we get all jumbled up. We need to become vehicles of expression, vehicles, right, for the divine like flow of spirit to move through us. And that's what it's all about. So if you're sick physically, you need to move and stop eating and purge. If you're sick emotionally, you need to dance and cry and have someone hold space for you, right? And just and like literally let it all go. Throw tantrums, express your damn feelings, my friends. Like if you're sick mentally, you need to express yourself, like bring forth your subconscious mind so that the subconscious mind can actually put together all the scattered and non-integrated information. My friends, this is how we integrate. This is how we build knowledge of self. This is how we know ourselves. And it's all through expressing. Express yourself, my friends. Give. Bring it forth. Let it through. And I guess the one thing that I'm going to add to this just before I wrap this point up is that the thing that blocks us here is we have to go from a state that's not in the flow, that's like not in the spirit of action, into a state that's flowing. And when you get over here, my friends, this is the joy of life. The joy of life is when we can finally lose the sense of self and all these thoughts and like, you know, sitting with everything and just be something, be in the flow of spirit, be the vessel, the channel between the Father and the earth, right? So how do we jump from here over to here? If you guys want to go really deep into that, go check out my new package, this like master archive on creative master keys and the spirit of action. It's the first link in the description. Definitely go check that out. I love all your support. But right here, I'll just, I guess, expand on it for a second, is like going from a stop to going is difficult, my friends. And this is where willpower is required. You see, there's a balance between willpower and surrendering. There's a balance between the yin and the yang in getting into the flow of anything, right? And if you want to express yourself, if you want to bring it forth, you know, you're going to have to push, you're going to have to use effort, right? To get the mountain moving, to get the stone rolling. But as you attack the mountain when you start, right? Attack the hike. But once you get into the flow of it, you completely lose yourself, right? Lose yourself, lose the sense of identity, lose the sense of self. Stop looking so hard at yourself and start seeing reality, you and the art as one. My friends, you are not the artist creating art. You are the art itself. This is the dance of the DAO. Hell yeah. Let's go into the comments. Eye of Light, thank you for that comment. Waking Life 98, what's up, man? I know you shot me some emails. Hell yeah. Thanks for being here. And what you're saying about that tribal community, that's the vision. That's the vision, my homie. That's what we're building. I'm connected with some really amazing people right now. And, you know, we're setting things up, but this shit don't happen overnight. You know, if Rome wasn't built in a day, how do you think the next golden age is going to be built? By all of us. Hell yeah. What's up, Astrid? Thanks for being here. Ellie Arad. Hey, please, can you help me? I had a psychosis and now I have telepathy. That's for a different video. I want to keep this kind of on point with where I've been taking this. Free to be yourself, my friends. Free to be yourself. How can we be free to be ourselves? Stop protecting and identifying with what was. My friends, yo, if you haven't realized it yet, this realm, it's magical as fuck. Yo, becoming who you are, it's a magical process. The journey is magical, and guess what? You can open your eyes tomorrow to a brand new reality. True manifestation doesn't come from manifesting anything. True manifestation, my friends, comes from surrendering to what is. Because if you're unsatisfied with where you are, so therefore you're going to be like, you know, writing the post-its on the wall that, you know, money is coming to me, or like I look beautiful, and saying that to yourself in the mirror, trying all these like new age manifestation techniques. That's you sitting in a delusional reality, like asking for another delusional reality that's going to gratify the ego. But my friends, true manifestation, what you really want, but can't conceptualize it. So you just conceptualize all these other forms that are wrong. The true manifestation comes when we surrender to what is. Reality itself is beautiful. Reality itself holds everything you need. Reality itself is the fullness, the completeness of total joy. If we can surrender, my friends, and just give it up, give it all up, just like Melchizedek in Hebrews 7, you know, like Melchizedek, or the king of righteousness, was taken up to God because he did not proclaim or give himself in a spoken word. He, in fact, completely gave himself to the Father, and he was taken up to the kingdom or whatever. Like, that whole story, my friends, is so profound because it's all about just letting the will of the Father move through you and realizing that you are moving within the Father. My friends, don't be a vessel, be a vehicle. Let's just dive in a little deeper into the comments, the chats. Wow, I'm really behind. Thanks everyone for being here. Definitely hit that like button, share this thing out, get some more people in here. What's my take on Understanding's new video on the flat earth? I haven't seen that, Reza. I'll check that out. Hell yeah. I'd love to connect with you on some knowledge-based stuff. I think we connected years ago, but hell yeah. Waking Life 98. Hell yeah, brother. What a wise soul we got out here. As you mentioned, ascension into the higher world comes with the descension to bringing it down into this world, letting the creative force flow through us divinely as it does in all things. Whoa. Yo, my friends, what's the most powerful force in the universe? Inspiration. Inspiration, meaning in spirit animation or in breath animation. Inspiration, my friends, is literally the DAO. Inspiration is in between surrendering and willpower. Inspiration is in breath animation, meaning it's an in-breath and an out-breath simultaneously. To move on inspiration is the highest form of action you can take down here, because you are not moving by a plan or like a reason that you have like conceived of inside, but you are moving with the spirit that is moving through you, right? You are letting something else come through you and you are fully engaging with it. And the more you can refine yourself in the expression, the more you can act on inspiration, right? The more you can inhale inspiration, in-breathe the spirit, and exhale the action, right? The better vehicle you become from God to earth, and the better vehicle you become for inspiration, the more it comes to you, right? And the flow of spirit is everything, my friends. The flow of spirit is everything. So like to ascend to a higher world, right, is to turn your gaze that way and let it come down to you. You see like that painting of Adam where he's like looking down here and God's reaching out to him by Michelangelo? That painting, it is showing that God is ever trying to break through, is ever trying to live within you, that God really wants to meet you, that wants a strong connection with you, and in fact wants to be within you and you within the Father, right? This is the sun state. And this happens, my friends, when we can open up to the silence, when we can open up to that which sits below what we are fighting. So everything that we struggle with, right? Everything that we're holding on to, all these delusions that we hold, my friends, basically everything you think you know, everything you think you are, everything you think about this reality, and basically all your programs and loops, they sit right here. And you are standing on top trying to manifest or like, you know, go through this realm. And the way to reconnect to everything, my friends, is to surrender completely. Surrender completely. But to do that, there's so much fear. And to actually surrender at the highest level, my friends, it's at the highest level. To actually surrender is you have to literally, I guess, look at the fear of dying, because that's what it feels like. That's what it feels like to truly let go, is like dying. And to look at that, to look at surrendering to everything, right? And like, that's like, we're just ingrained to never lose our core, to always hold that tight. And that's true. But surrendering to the will of the Most High, right? To do that, you have to have supreme trust. Trust and knowledge, trust and understanding, right, are the opposite pole to fear and uncertainty. Yo, whatever we fear, my friends, whatever we struggle against, to transcend that shit, to let that shit go, to let that shit die, we must trust in something higher than ourselves, a transcendent power, which is so damn real. Like I've experienced it, many of us, all of us have experienced a transcendent power. And the more connection and knowledge and understanding and belief and absolute faith we have in this transcendental power, which is all around us and within us, the more ability, the higher ability we have to surrender. And when we can do that, my friends, then we can fully embody this moment. Hell yeah, it's transcendent. 27 people in here. That's amazing. Thank you all for being here. Definitely drop a chat. Let us know, unless you just want to stay lurking back here. But my friends, yo, the tribe comes together by just communicating, the simple efforts, the simple actions, right? Getting conversations and co-creating, co-evolving. That. So like inspiration is like the highest force a single person can channel. But I guess the most powerful force in the face of the universe is collective flow. Period. Collective flow. That's where it's at. It's where it's all going to. Z Gaming X, life is simple. We are all one, all have the same energy. We are our own creator. There's no God or the devil. Yo, what you're saying is true at like the highest level. But that shit gets you nowhere down here, my friends. There is an instinctual right or wrong here on earth. There is a God and the devil inside of you and outside of you. For real. Like, many of you are going to be like, oh no, that's dualism. But like, no, I completely subscribe to, unity and understanding. And you have to have that, like that transcendent understanding from above. But to operate here on earth, my friends, there is in fact good or bad. There is in fact there's a way and there's not the way. There's light and then there's not the light, or the absence of light. And, I've been meaning to dive into this for so long, my friends. Yo, all is self. All is God. Like, everything's God, right? Except that which isn't real. That which isn't real is not God. That which isn't real is the false light. That which isn't real is the glow, is the perishable, right? So when we say that, everything is God, everything is good. Yes, the truth, the deepest truth is good, is God, is everything, right? That is self. But what the delusions you are projecting and living within, right? The delusions that are created from not living in the heart of the higher being, from not living in complete alignment with the truth of reality, because we're running, we're avoiding, we have fear, we're scared of shit, right? And we're in an ego. That shit ain't real. That shit ain't God. And the whole entire battle, the struggle, this is through all the mystery traditions. This is through my entire experience. This is through everything, my friends. Is the struggle is between that which is not real and that which is real. Because that which is real is giving life to that which is not real. And you are identifying with both sides of it. My friends, make your stand in the truth. Open your eyes to reality and dance with that shit. And you will have the knowledge of God. You will experience God all around you, right? And you will no longer even see evil. Evil doesn't even exist because it's simply the absence of light. Absence of of light, my friends. It's not real. It's not real. So I just wanted to have that little discussion. I want to dive way deeper into that because that gets really mysterious, but eyes of light. Whenever I want to recenter, I go into the silence and suddenly I can see all my inauthenticity programs, patterns tugging at my consciousness. My friends, there's a reason there was a Sabbath day once a week. There's a reason. And like this modern, I guess, connotation of the word Sabbath is like, oh, a day where you don't have to do anything, like you don't cook and you don't work and all this shit, and like, so everyone just like goes and parties and stuff. But truly the original meaning and purpose of the Sabbath, my friends, was to let go of this world. You see, we are here to in fact act, interact, and create on earth. Like, the body and the earth is important, and what you do here is important. But at the same time, my friends, when we go out into the external world and we create tribe, we create community, we bring forth what is within us, we learn and develop and grow through the earth up to heaven, right? To do that, we suddenly get more and more trapped into the external world. We get trapped into the delusion of what we are creating, right? And I guess to reset, it's so damn sacred that once a week, like way back in the ancient times, the Sabbath, once a week, people would like prepare their meals beforehand, right? They would like everyone wasn't socializing that day. There was no work that day. There was nothing that had to be done because you got it done during that week. And that day was literally to be spent in complete leisure, to go out into the silence, into the stillness, right? And drink of the elixir of life. That day was the most sacred day because it was your time to reconnect to the truth and the connection with the one above. And without that, my friends, without that set time to do that, we just get deeper and deeper and deeper into the chaos. After this video, go watch the first spiritual law, which is to be centered. And I talked about in that video the power and importance of resetting. And it's crazy, my friends. Like, if more and more problems are coming up in life and like you don't know how to face them, you keep making more mistakes, you are not only a little bit off, my friends. You are so far off, and reality is trying to tell you that, right? But we don't want to go into the stillness. We don't want to go into the silence for a day or 3 days or whatever, right? Because it's so damn painful when we see the bullshit we've been doing and living in and having to let go of everything we become attached to in this round. My friends, end this fucking round sooner than later so you can start the next one, right? And ever bring your rounds closer to the harmonious point at the center, if you know what I mean. There's something so sacred and absolutely needed about a reset, about being in the stillness and silence, because that's where you open the true eyes again. And if you can't if you're not like living and operating through the true eyes, or the degrees of density away from that, the degrees of lenses you have in front of your eyes, is the amount of suffering and bullshit and chaos that you are going to create in your life. And the further you're going to be ensnared into illusion, which is not God, which is not real. Hell yeah. Reza Muradi, I love you, man. Being like the humble ocean. My friends, pride is one of the most, perhaps the most destructive forces out here. And it is the virtue of the ego. That's pride. And I mean, there's a balance here. Maybe we'll get into that. But my friends, pride is what chains you to a self you once defined that is all wrapped around and in a bind, right? Because it's not the truth that lies inside. My friends, pride is what separates you, from the beauty that should exist and the harmony that is meant to be there. Pride, having a self that you need to protect, having a self that enjoys or doesn't enjoy certain things, so that therefore you don't move with the spirit of the times nor the spirit of truth. Because you are in this avoidance, fight or flight, good or bad, like duality you have built, like in these, I guess, like these two eyes, not the true eye, if you know what I'm saying, right? So like pride is the ties that bind. And if we are made in the image and likeness of God, if God was down here and you saw him in his fullness, which you probably couldn't even open your eyes to, but if you saw God down here in his fullness, you think he would be anything but the most humble, respectful, honoring, and compassionate being to ever walk the face of the earth? Humility, my friends. And guess what? I was also just thinking about this, like in my own like battles, like the more power you are given, the more trials you must face, period. You know why? Because if you're like, imagine a 9-year-old, right? That was just given like genius qualities and like all this energy, all this power, and like but he never went through the struggle to actually realize and respect and honor what that is. If he never did that, right, he would have no humility, because he hasn't been brought to the roots, the depths, the equal and opposite pole. So, my friends, for every step up the ladder you take, you will have an experience that is the equal and opposite reflection. For every increase in power, for every increase in like, I guess, like energy, you have to go through the fray of it, my friends. And this is why those who are closest to the flame of truth, those who are closest to God, bear the heaviest weights, have gone through the most burdens. Like the elect of God are chastised, right? There's trials and tribulations laid out for those who are striving. And like, just to bear some light on that, you've never seen a strong man without many scars. You've never seen a strong woman who hasn't walked through the fray of it and finally stood up and says she's not afraid of it. Because we look the devil in the eye and we smile. You know why? Because we know our soul goes a fucking mile. And getting back to the humility part, my friends, Samuel on Weir and Gnosticism, he talks about humility being the final virtue that is bestowed before you are opened, before the gates to God are open. Humility is the final virtue, the final linchpin that opens all gates. And I was thinking about this, and it's funny because like I've been humbled so hard so many times. It's fucking nuts. Like, you know, and like I said, the more, I guess, like the more energy you are acquiring, that is always like coupled with an increase in your ego. Like, cause like, oh yeah, look at me. Or like, oh, I'm good at this, you know? And like, that's beautiful. And we have to realize that we're good at something and great at something. We have to realize our own power, right? Our own individuality. This is individuation. But every step towards individuation has to be with an equal coupled step, right? Of seeing how much like our fuckery, like our pain, right? Of being in that lowest place and not knowing if we can get out. By struggling with that addiction to the very end, right? Where it's either death or like sink or swim, you know what I mean? By like, you know, facing and going through these hardships, this is what bestows the humility upon the soul. And if you've ever seen an integrated character, an integrated soul, ego, and persona, right? Someone who's like really powerful. A good example would probably be like someone like, I don't know, in the modern times, someone like J.P. Sears or, you know, Aubrey Marcus, or I look up to those guys, maybe like Seven Bomar, but there's not really a great example right now in the modern day to exemplify this, what I'm trying to say here. But it's the most integrated and powerful characters are always founded on such humility. Oh, Carl Jung. Carl Jung, my friends, is the perfect example of this. Because if you've read Carl Jung's like Red Book or like any of his writings, only 10% of Carl Jung's writings have been released. This guy was a modern sage, a modern prophet, truly. He like restored all the ancient mysteries and traditions and stuff. But Carl Jung, like when Alan Watts talked to him, he said this guy was so aware of his own darkness, was so aware of his own shadow, right? That like it was so profound, the way he spoke, the way he acted. And I guess your emotions, your movement, your being, your character will all fall into a more centered, aligned, and powerful place, right? When we can actually see, observe, and accept our own darkness, when we can be in the fray of it, when we can be at that low point, right? And see it for what it is. And this is why the roots of the tree always grow as high as the leaves, right? So humility is like, increases in power are always coupled with increases in humility, period. And really reflect on that, because like that's so prevalent and evident in my own experience, and it's really a powerful realization. Hell yeah. Whoa, a lot of people in here. Hell yeah. Awesome. Let me just check the switch to chat settings so I can see the top chats out here real quick before I go through all of them. But hell yeah. If someone really wants like to bring this conversation to a different direction, or you have a burning idea or question, or just want to see this go somewhere else, super chat that shit so you make sure I see that. And also, I just really appreciate that, you know, just a give and exchange of equal value out here. Love all you guys. And also, I said it at the beginning, but I'll say it one more time, is the next live stream and in future live streams, which I want to do way more of, I want to start doing live calls with people so people can call in. And like the first people that are going to be considered, or like, you know, just get on that shit, is you're going to send me a email, or, you know, if you do leave a super chat with your email or send like donate of some kind, definitely get on my, you'll be on my live stream next time. But I mean, I just really want to connect with the tribe, and that seems like the most practical way of doing it, instead of, you know, everybody. Hell yeah. Waking Life, dead on, about Carl Jung as the true mystic. No thing. Blessings, brother. Hold on, just reading the chat here, seeing where I should take this. Gotta turn off my do not disturb. There's a lot of people annoying me out there. Ben W, that freestyle. Oh, that's nothing. Guys, I guess I just want to hit this point real quick. Yo, freestyle rapping, freestyle poetry, or just like freestyle free form expression in any way, you know, whether it's like painting, drawing, but I truly do think freestyle rapping and freestyle poetry is so divine. And it's a master key, my friends. Most of the time when we speak, we're scared of appearing a certain way, right? And we speak in terms and lines that we once defined. And this is like we're speaking from the ego. But freestyle rapping, like literally shatters ego programming and literally just opens up you to the flow. And you become familiar with like that connection, that flow that is always right behind you. And I freestyle rap every time I get in my car, or I try to. And like for a good solid 6 months there, I'd probably hit 10 minutes of freestyle poetry a day. And like every time I would get in the car, I would have this one beat that was my favorite beat, and I'd throw that shit on. And I had to speak words. I had to speak words that were true. And I guess just like speaking about how I'm feeling, you know, not going back to like old rhymes that I had before, or like thinking about how I want to, you know, lay down a freestyle rap or some shit, but actually just speaking what is true to me right then, right? What I'm feeling, what I'm seeing in my reality and experience, and just speaking for those 3 minutes that that beat played for. And it doesn't have to rhyme. It doesn't have to flow, right? The important part was actually just doing that for 3 minutes, right? And oh my God, my friends, you literally unlock yourself. You unlock yourself, right? It's really hard. It's really difficult. Like if anybody here has tried to freestyle rap before, you realize like, holy shit, like this feels weird, you know, like, that's strange. Oh, that's so bad. Oh, I can't do that, right? No, you can do that. And the reason that you think that it's weird or bad or hard or difficult, right, is because you are judging the words that are flowing through you. And therefore, if you are judging what is flowing through you, you are blocking the majority of the flow, because you're only letting through that which you have been programmed to look for, like, or programmed to, oh, this is okay, I can speak this way, or like, oh, this is true, or, oh, I've thought of this before. And that's all dead, my friends. If you want to speak the living word, if you want to speak, like, and my friends, yo, freestyle poetry, freestyle rap, freestyle speaking. And the other reason that this is a master key of master keys, because is communication is the highest form of magic out here, my friends. Communication, like to be able to articulate yourself and higher ideas, is the highest form of magic. And what it does actually is it takes all this scattered information in your subconscious mind and gives the subconscious a portal to like piece all this shit together in a web, right? Put all these unconnected pieces together and bring it forth and literally speak it into existence that crystallizes it into your like conscious mind and subconscious mind. Now, not only do you understand the idea that you just spoke, or like this, not only do you understand the feeling or the experience or the idea that you were just talking about, but you actually just organized and defragged. You just defragged your subconscious mind. Communication, my friends, think about this shit. You have an idea, you know, I want to say something about this, okay? I want to say something about freestyle rapping. But where does the tonality that you're speaking with, all the words to map this shit out, right? This dynamic, like connective of ideas to express this one point, right? Where does all the hand gestures, where does all of this come from? And how do we, like, my conscious mind ain't doing shit. That is all magic, my friends. That is all flowing from a higher place of being. So communication, my friends, literally engages every part of your being. And furthermore, like you're also reading who you're speaking to. So this is why, like in the book of Sirach, it's said that wisdom is realized through the spoken word. And this is why Hermes and like the ancient mystery schools, it was always like given and I guess like evolved through like gnosis talks, discussion-based dialogues, because that is where you realize what you already fucking know. That's when you realize and I guess piece together disconnected things, or things you can't really like grip, you know, in our thoughts. Because our thoughts, like, you know, you can jump around all of this, but it doesn't actually order anything for your mind. You must speak it forth. Freestyle rapping, master key. Hell yeah. Anybody watching this stream later on, definitely drop like time tags, you know what I mean? Like 5406, so that other people can go back and find, you know, the master keys in here. I really appreciate that. But let's dive deeper into the chat. Oh yeah. Hell yeah, Waking Life. Thank you for checking out my Creative Keys package. Yo, just real quick here, shameless plug. I released my master archive really for conscious creators, entrepreneurs, or anyone looking to tap into more flow in their life, and I guess like direct and aspire to a dream and watch that shit unfold into reality. And I've been working on this for a long time. It's what the majority of my YouTube content is on, but I dropped a master archive with a couple of hours of epic content, just straight to the point, for everyone that fits that description. And you can go check that out. It's the first link in the description right now. And I really appreciate all the support, but really the value that you would receive from that is the most valuable thing I could actually put out there. Because like, I guess the biggest thing I've struggled with in my path is how do I balance, like my spirituality and my faith and like my knowledge and gnosis and like what my soul wants with business and making money and like, like bringing forth this dream here, into the earth. And like that balance, no one speaks about this shit anywhere. Like no one writes about it. No one speaks about it. They'll speak about a certain aspect of faith or a certain aspect of business. But people who teach business or like teach like, like manifestation or like creating your dreams, like they're only speaking from a very like, it's not the collected thing, the unified system. So really there's this master points in there. Go check out that package. Really appreciate everyone who dives in there. Hey, Waking Life 98, I love all your chats. I'm going to make you a moderator for the next live stream just because, I feel connected with you. So, hell yeah. Hey, Summer Dawn Day, thanks for being here. Okay, I think I missed a fuck ton of chats, but they're coming in fast. I have no earth or water in my chart. Yo, Aryan Rams. You're my fucking reflection, brother. In my astrology chart, I have one sign of earth, and that's Virgo. But everything else is air and fire. I'm 50% air, 40% fire. You want to talk about ungroundedness? You best believe where my struggle is bringing shit down here. And I think that's why these live streams are going to be really powerful for me. Because instead of just like fucking, off in the astral clouds getting divine gnosis, I'm bringing it right down here. It's really helpful. Wolfgang Amandias, I'm really good at freestyling in my head. Hell yeah, dude. Dude, just start speaking. Literally, expressing ourselves, my friends, is the most painful, like weird, awkward, like it doesn't flow right, so we don't do it. But my friends, once you can just push through this first barrier, it is a thing that will literally move your life. Like the thing that inspires me, like the burning thing in my mind, I've always been super obsessive with whatever, like, just like it's my motto or go-to then. But like my favorite thing in life, my friends, is truly when I hit that flow state about 20 minutes into a video. Straight up, like the highest states of excitement, joy, and like fulfillment and meaning that like I like really fully experience is when I'm in that flow state of either the freestyle rapping. I'm in such a deeply engaged and connected conversation with someone I love, or I'm on here, speaking to the world and speaking to my tribe and just like collectively building that shit. Like that is the best feeling that I feel, period. Like no drug, nothing can compete with that. And I feel like most people never get there because they're never like, they don't have the motivation or like the awareness that they probably should push through that wall that is blocking your expression, because that is where all the beauty lies, my friends. The beauty lies when we can get out of our own goddamn way and let our true self, he who is within us, flow through us. Like when you're not happy, like you don't sing because you're happy. You're happy because you sing, right? You're not fulfilled if you're like seeking that or like, like sitting here and thinking about that. But like that feeling, that truest, deepest connected feeling of life is felt and experienced, my friends, when we can let that happen. This is the art of like just getting out of your own way and letting that which is you to flow through you and be true. Aqua Sun, Libra Moon, Aries Rising, hell yeah. Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon, Aquarius rising. Hell yeah, Arian Rams. I like your chart. I'm a Leo sun sign, Gemini rising. I got my moon in Libra. So that's literally like that trinity right there. I don't know if anybody knows about astrology in this chat right now, but I'm sure you guys do a little bit. But that trinity is literally built to create and express. With a Gemini rising, that's about communication and how you appear to others. A Leo is passionate and creative. Like it's like that is literally passionate creativity. And then Libra moon, so it's balanced in my like I guess the emotions that are driving it. So your astrology, my friends, holds the master keys for your path. I just want to make one note on this before we get back on topic. But astrology, my friends, is the knowledge of self. And the more you can understand and align with your archetypal astral energy, right, the more you align with life. Like for instance, I'm a sun sign Leo. So my path to glory, which is represented by the sun in your astrology chart is your path to glory. It is the path to the highest like unfoldment of your being here on earth. And for me, it's going to be about through creating and leading. Like that's your path to glory. If you're a Gemini, it's going to be about communicating, teaching, and connecting. Or like Aquarius, like same. And then we can go so deep into all that stuff, but it's not for here. But what I am saying, my friends, is look up your chart, get your chart, know your chart, right? And I guess just like plant the seed in your mind so you can start to see that shit unfold out here. Oh, wow, Astrid, thank you so much for the synchronistic super chat. You're the fucking man or woman. I can't really tell, but hell yeah. I'm glad I inspire you. That is really what I aspire to do, is inspire people. I think that's the most powerful thing or really anyone in my mind, like probably because like that's what I'm built for, but in my mind, like that is the most purposeful and meaningful thing I could do. So thank you for verifying that and sending your love backwards to me. But hell yeah, my friends, be inspired, be inspirited, be in the fire of you. Hell yeah, my friends. Inspiration in breath animation, homies. Alchemical transmutation. I no thing 1111. I could go so deep into that. Too deep. I have too much written about it. Maybe we'll dive into the Book of Secrets later on, but righteous right chess. Wow. That is what righteous is. To be righteous is to be right in chess, or just like move with the divine strategy. Oh, I just want to say one thing on the righteousness thing. One of the deceptions, or I guess like misconceptions out here in the new age spirituality and this like the modern narratives, is this idea that like the highest unfoldment of spirituality is going to be in this archetypal image that we hold of a holy man, right? So like therefore, like whatever image you hold of what like perfection or the perfected initiate or like the highest level looks like, right, creates the room to shame yourself or believe that you are off the path. My friends, guess what? Creation never repeats itself. Creation never repeats itself. Why would it? Right? And furthermore, your path, my friends, is unique to you. It's unique to your DNA. It's unique to your spirit. Your path to glory, my friends, your path to perfection is the perfection of your own archetype, right? And that archetype has never been seen, nor will it be seen again. And the path there has never been done, and it will never be done again. And this is why, my friends, and especially in this modern time, if people like, if like, for instance, like in our minds, for the most part, if we're not living like a damn holy man, like Jesus right here on earth right now with all of our bullshit, like then we're like off the path, But the thing is, my friends, like the addictions you feed, the bullshit that you like subscribe to and know that you shouldn't do, but you just keep doing it, or like the laziness or things you avoid or all this shit, right? Yo, guess what? That stuff, it's meant to be there. It's meant to be there, right? And your perfection, like what you're going towards, is not some image of a holy man, right? It is not what the Buddha was, and it is not what Christ was. It is what they represent. And what they represent is the perfection and the full expression of their truth, of the truth of their nature, of the truth of like the spirit in them, right? And there's one spirit, and we all express that shit differently out here. But I guess like what I'm saying here is, if you're still holding in your mind like thinking that, oh, I'm always off the path. Like I was talking to my boy, he's like, man, I know I'm not quite on the path yet, but I'm working on it. I'm like, bro, you're on the path. You're already on it. You're going in the right direction. You're on the path. But he's like, yo, dude, but like I smoke cigarettes and like I don't really eat that good, and I know I should eat better. And like, I don't do all this. Like this went through his list of like why he's not on the path. And I'm like, bro, the fact that you realize that, the fact that you are looking that way and not looking where all the other masses are looking is evidence that you were exactly where you were meant to be, my friends. Guess what? The path is not some kind of fucking like fairy tale rainbow path to up to the heavens and kingdom of God. Nah, the path, my friends, is a dual path, and it zigzags, and it's a crazy thing, right? But realize that when you shift your image of what like perfection in the now looks like and where you should be, and when you shift the image of what you're going towards and not trying to like aspire towards this like holier than thou Christ-like motherfucker, but you're actually aspiring to the complete embodiment of the energy that is laid out for you, my friends, that's how you become a powerful spiritual incarnate. That's how you bring forth what's within you, and like really bask like in that connectedness to the universe. And the universe wants to express itself so badly through you, my friends. We just gotta let that shit out. I just riffed hard on that, sorry. Doing without doing. Zen mode. Brother, Aryan Rams, man, that's like the past like 2 months have literally, like, in terms of my own like thinking and struggles and battles, it's literally every part of it has been about balancing the poles in like willpower and discipline and surrender and chaos, balancing the poles between faith and works, balancing the poles between the darkness and like the light and everything, and the doing and the not doing, the being and the not being, right? And I guess like, man, that would take like an hour blueprint to really express that idea. And if you follow me for any length of time, you probably realize that I don't like to articulate something like if I'm going to leave it halfway done. So I'll leave that for later. But one note I will say on that is the doing and the not doing, the art of non-action, the entire Tao. A good way to think about it, it's so hard to express with words, but like a good way to think about it is to actually stand in both poles. To be fully doing, but at the same time to be fully not doing. So it's crazy. Like I always say, like be super engaged in what you're doing. Like no matter what, let go of the what. Stop giving so many fucks, right? And realize the how of the process, and that the Tao is now, and that there's a lesson that will receive a blessing if you observe that shit, right? And within doing that, I always say like be engaged fully, but at the same time, you have to be engaged fully, but like still looking through the second mind at you. You have to be aware of yourself instead of getting chained into, like identifying with your thoughts, or all of a sudden like you're identifying with the body, or you're identifying with the emotions. And the moment that you let your emotions or your thoughts or your body claim you, right? The moment you let pain or pleasure claim you, you lose yourself. And when you lose yourself, my friends, like you may or may not ever get back there, right? So it's to maintain that dualism, yet singularity. Like this is where the Tao gets kind of funny. It's like we have to be fully doing, but fully not doing. We have to be fully here and fully like speaking and like let go of our identity and just let this shit flow through us. But at the same time, we need awareness that we are this, in fact, behind all of it. And we are watching. My friends, what level are you opening your eyes on? Where are you observing from? Yet still being here. So it's a very crazy thing. That's, like I said, this is for another different master blueprint, but may all beings be blessed with infinite joy. Hell yeah, Reza. Hell yeah. Let's share the love, my friends. Eli Jen, you don't need to do a single thing, nor need to be a single thing, to be on the path. I would say the only thing, like, words trip us up so bad, my friends, because like everything I say, I have to speak it, and like, because I'm trying to articulate a point, but don't get so hung up on like the words I'm using, because yes, there's always a dual nature to the word, and there's an opposite pole that is also true. Like, the words that I'm going to be like expressing and always express is realize that I'm using those words to express a bigger idea. It's not about the words I'm using or a short little snippet. It's about where I'm trying to direct the vision to like to share an experience or a realization with somebody. But what you're just saying right there, that you don't need to do a single thing or be a single thing, I would say the only thing that you need to do, now apply the rule there, the only thing you need to do, my friends, is observe and, I guess, consider, contemplate. Like, actually, like, here's the balance of the poles again, my friends. There's experience, right? We need to go out here and fucking acquire experience. Go live the fuck out of life. Go do it. Be bold, right? Go dance with that girl. Go sing that song, right? Fucking move. Stop giving two flying fucks. Raise the finger and go live your life, right? We got to go do that. But experience without observation, contemplation, and reflection, right? You draw nothing from the experience. Experience by itself is barren. Just like faith without works is barren, and works without faith is barren, right? Experience without contemplation and observance of the spirit in the flesh is barren. It's worthless, right? And really, like, in this modern day, I would just say, like, the only thing we must do to awaken is experience a fuck ton of uncomfortability, right? And observe and ever develop a greater understanding of how this whole plan, scheme, and like reality functions, right? And that just comes through like your inner dialogue, your inner voice, and just actually opening your eyes to what you're experiencing and not hiding from anything anymore. And why the uncomfortability of the experience is so important, right? Because guess what? Anything new is going to be uncomfortable, right? Trying to express yourself, trying to speak your truth, you know, trying to bring forth what is within you, moving around. It's difficult, my friends, like leaving college, like telling all my family, no, I'm not doing that shit anymore. You know, I'm going to go into spirituality, do that thing. Like, it's, you know, that shit's so uncomfortable, right? Like going for runs and using your body, like anything that's usually good for you, my friends, what's good for you in spirit doesn't always feel good down here, period, right? Like, what's going to gratify you in this moment is never usually that good for you in the long haul or for the higher self, right? And in fact, if you live life by the minute view, fuck, you're literally destined to chaos and darkness, because you're living in a minute view. You must live life from a higher perspective, right? And see what the uncomfortability is. And this is kind of all expounding on that point, that to awaken, you need experience, right? Uncomfortability. Like the greatest knowledge of self and internal power is going to be built, realized, and cultivated through the most trying experiences. Like, I would say that, like, the hugest, like, up levels and shifts in my life have occurred when, like, the fucking plank's been pulled out from under me, right? And the bridge is all burning, right? And I'm sinking into the ocean. But, like, when I left college, right? And, like, I had a falling out with my family, and I was making some YouTube videos then. I was just starting my channel, and everyone at my hometown found out about it, right? And I was so humiliated. Like, I couldn't go home. I had problems with my family. Everyone was like, I was so humiliated. Like, everyone thought I was so weird now and shit. And like, also just like, what this dude's dropping out of like this amazing school to fucking make weird ass stupid videos. Like, so I couldn't go home, but also, like, I couldn't get a job because all my resume was built towards school. And also I always aspired to like make money online. So like, I don't know why, but, and I was just in this hard spot where I didn't have anybody, and I didn't have a direction, and it was just like really, really difficult, right? And there's no bridges out of it. And I was also super sick. I was super sick and trying to heal. Like, it was like, I don't know many people that would have made it out of there, but like that position, right, is what made me realize more of my power. It forced me to cultivate and refine my inner resources. It forced me because I realized that no one out here in the world will help me, right? And I'm in a hard spot. I'm in a really hard spot. And there's going to be no fucking salvation that's coming to me. I need to create that on my own, right? And like, that's a test, my friends. Like, near-death experiences are your most trying times. Yo, you have to be tested. You have to test yourself to realize what's sitting, the sleeping lion inside of you, my friends. Because you are far more than you ever thought you were capable of, right? And like, you are destined for far greater things and than you could ever imagine. But like, to gain that knowledge of self, to gain that experience and that knowing, right, is to go through that uncomfortability and rise out of it, to triumph over evil, to triumph over the hardest shit, my friends, to triumph over your addiction. This is literally the heroic ideal, that when all things are against you, right, and you have no one else, and all the bridges are burned, it's like, okay, I'm either going to sink or swim. That always leads to the greatest realizations of the power of self, he who is within you. And also, for everyone watching this channel, that's what cultivates your faith and connection with the one above, which is where all power comes from. Because when no one else and nothing on this earth will help you, like when you're in that fear, when you're in that uncomfortability, when you like stop giving so many fucks and go live your life, you're gonna meet some mad resistance all of a sudden. Some mad resistance, right? Something you wouldn't wish upon anybody. And a lot of people watching this right now have been there. And I'm sure many of you can affirm that, yo, you realize yourself. You are humbled and realize like the power when you are tested, right? You don't know how strong you are until you go on an 8-hour hike, right? And you break your ankle 6 hours in. and you got no phone service. There you realize your strength, right? When you lose your job and your wife leaves you, right? And you're sinking. But at that final threshold, you're like, no, I think life is worth a shot again. You know what? I think there's something else destined for me. And I'm going to have the courage, right, to try, to, you know, the words, don't get stuck on the words again, but I'm going to have the courage to try to, you know, live up to something greater or be something more. And those words, I hate all those words, but that moment, my friends, and that aspiration to grow, that's all you need, right? And when you triumph, if you ever do triumph, and when you triumph, you will literally go up like 12 degrees, cloud 9 fucking level of actualization, my friends, and realizing what is within you. And when you cultivate that, my friends, you literally carve out a character that is strong, that like people see it in your face. When you're in the room, like if you're helping someone on a project or some shit, they treat you way differently. They know that this is a man of action, that this is a man who's been through it, right? Like, they don't know this consciously, but deep down they know that like this person is powerful. So yeah. Hell yeah. So amazing to see people connecting in the chat. That's what it's here for, my friends. Get in there. You know, you can stay on the outskirts if you want, but you can stay in the stands your whole life too. Fuck, I'm telling you, get into the battle, get into the fucking field. That's where the fun is to be had. Or you can stay up there. Reza, let's go down and confuse them with language, divide and conquer. The language is the first matrix, because I can't express any idea that I actually like know or want to articulate to you. I can't express that shit unless people can see beyond the words I'm using, right? And actually have their ears open to they have their ears open and their eyes open, right? And they are moved to observe a certain perspective. That's what words are for. You see, no one can tell you shit. No one can teach you a single damn thing out here, my friends. No one. All knowledge and understanding comes from internal realization, internal conception. No one can teach you shit unless you conceive of it on your own. But words and like teaching is actually just trying to direct your vision towards a perspective that someone else is observing. This is where the shared collective is very powerful, my friends, because we can like, oh, dude, check out this from this angle. You know, we're all observing the same damn flame of truth. There's only one truth, right? We're just observing it from way different angles, you know, from different peaks, through different lenses, from different, like at different spots. And the more perspectives and views into that deep truth that you can get, the greater understanding you have of totality. Extreme comfort leads to extreme freedom. Eli Jen, maybe, I feel like you're expressing the dead truth that I would say right there, but I would actually say extreme uncomfortability and triumphing over that leads to extreme freedom, because you build such self-reliance and you are no longer held down by fears. Most every action, every part of how people live, every part is there because of what they fear, right? So if you fear, you know, like, you know, having your own courage to, you know, like drop out of school or like, you know, start your own business and like, you know, leave the security behind. Like if you fear that, then you're going to be trapped over here. But if you like, you know, face that fear and go try your own things and like literally like get into the dance of life, this dynamic complexity, like, you know what I mean? Just start going. All of a sudden you start cultivating inner resources. You start cultivating self-reliance where you need no one else, where you need nothing out here, where you are not ruled by fear, nor anxiety, nor nothing beyond yourself, right? And that is freedom, my friends. Freedom comes from self-reliance and virtue. Freedom is self-reliance and virtue. That could be a whole master blueprint. Anybody watching this later on, please drop the time codes and just the topic I was speaking on so I can go back through this. Because, damn, people really helped me bring out, you know, the shit that I never knew I knew. Holy shit, there's a lot of comments and chats. It's amazing. Yo, Wolfgang and everyone watching this. Aquaman is the most occulted fucking movie I've ever seen. I had a straight 2-hour mystical experience while watching Aquaman. It was the craziest shit I've ever, like, it was literally the craziest experience I've ever had. Every single line in that movie felt like literally, not only did it seemed as if God or spirit was speaking through every single line written in that movie somehow. And I don't know what, like, that's crazy. That is literally the embodiment of the trickster archetype using Hollywood, which is like one of the most dark entities and forces on the face of the earth. And like this Marvel movie, right? It's like ensnaring the minds of the masses, like that darkest entity, and using it for a voice of light, because I don't know how, but it was literally the complete, like, exemplification of all the mysteries. It's about the true king of Atlantis, and this movie is true on all levels. It applies to the external world and like true divine kingship. It implies to your internal world on 3 layers. Like Atlantis is an analogy for your subconscious mind and your shadow, which you have been separated from because you are the bastard son that lives on the surface, or the conscious mind, right? And he's actually the true king. But he doesn't know he's the true king, and he doesn't accept his role as the true king. But once he gets the sacred trident, after he battles all the demons and dies to the depth, right, and then goes saves his mother and battles the freaking, you know, the dragon that's wrapped around the sacred trident. He grabs the trident, comes back, unites the world above and below as the true king, taking his rightful place. Like, that's the story. That's the fucking story. So go watch Aquaman. That shit's insane. So insane. We should definitely have a live stream about Aquaman. I'm gonna go watch that movie again, but fucking love this community. You guys are so funny. God damn, I can't wait until we tribe up in person. It's like, you know, I was surrounded by a lot of family in this last week, and I just found they hold like past judgments, and, you know, they're not open to you. And it's like, you know, so you hide yourself, you go mute, and like, it just brings you into all this like bullshit. And it's like, dang, like the times of like, I just felt so good. It was like when I was talking to my boy Hayden or Katie, and we're just like an hour deep into like, just like, you know, just flowing on what's been going. And it's like, damn, all this shit starts like coming up and being brought out of me, and I start to realize like all this shit that I wasn't even aware of consciously, A. And B, it's like you start to have fun, like hell yeah, it's like connection, like with reality, with someone else, and that's like the most beautiful thing, and that's where everything that is beautiful comes from. So I literally can't wait until we have all the fractures of the fucking rainbow color wheel put together, all these hues, all these humans, you know, come together to be the rainbow. What's up, Michael? Glad to see you, bro. Sink it to the ether. Consistent connection with y'all. Well, ain't that the... What the hell is going on? Yo, guys. Raisa just dropped it in the comments, but I just want to say, I guess, reiterate this point. Yo, it's been shown to me so damn clear. So damn clear. The time is now. The time is now. There's never been a calling more fierce. Like, straight up, like, your truth is literally here for you if you surrender into it. Like, God is right behind you. Like, I would not be surprised if some people, like, be hitting the next level here in 2019. Because 2020, my friends, is 2020 vision. 2020 is where everything goes down. And I think right now is where everyone, like, the doors are fucking open to heaven, my friends. But when the doors to heaven open, guess what? As above, so below. The doors to hell open too. So you best believe there's like the up and the down, the flow is open. Which way you gonna go, my homies? The time is now. Like straight up, the time is now. So yeah, so we have 1 year to get prepared. And guys, straight up, stop thinking in terms of a year. Stop making years like resolutions. My friends, you need to think in terms of, yo, if the end was to come fucking 5 days from now, if this world was to be burning, like, you know, where do you want to be with your own health, with your own like connection and faith? Where do you want to be, you know, with in terms of tribe? Like, yo, this shit could happen at any moment. So there's no such thing as 1 year. There's such thing as 1 day. Okay. So like drop the 1 year shit and realize that like, yo, transcendence doesn't happen in this slow growth, although it can happen that way. But like right now, my friends, doors be open that haven't been open for many millennia. And I mean doors that take you to like 100 levels up instantaneously. Doors like that reveal the divine spirit within the flesh, period. And like, yo, so that's what I'm saying is like, stop thinking about it as a year. Stop thinking about it as like, yo, think about it as a day. As a day, like, or a week, you know? If the world was to end 2 weeks from now, where do you want to be? Right? If everyone you knew were to die and then you would die the next day, right? How would you want to leave things with them? My friends, let's not leave things undone anymore. Let's not leave things undone. So really think about that, my friends. And the end approaching, like that shit puts everything into perspective, right? Like shit, I should probably go make amends there. I should probably go make peace there. Then all of a sudden you start to free up all this energy. You're like, whoa, what is life? I don't know. It's going to be changing so fast, so rapidly. So hell yeah. Eli Jen, I feel better than LeBron. I wonder how I feel in 5 minutes. Yo. I think one of the things I struggle with most in this life is holding on. Like when I start feeling really good and I start flowing, like I love flow states. Flow states are the name of the game out here. And like, I think the biggest thing I struggle with is always trying to hold on to that or make that grow. And like, I'm a Leo. I hate to go down. Like the sun doesn't like to go down. You know what I mean? And it's like, fuck. The beauty, like the best experiences that can possibly be had is where you just experience whatever you're feeling right now and stop assuming, worrying, being fearful, or like anticipating a future moment. That shit doesn't exist. It's not real. And the past don't exist either. My friends, like the now, accepting and being in the now, whether it's like a good or a bad experience, right? Yeah. Funny thing is out here, when you accept the bad experience, when you actually just sit in that shit and stop giving so many damn fucks, right? Like seriously, why do you give so many fucks that you always need to be somewhere else? You just got here. You just got here. Yo, feel out the waters, see what's beneath them. You know, get lost in the currents, right? When you like, just let yourself be now. Stop holding on to ideas you just thought of fucking 5 minutes ago, right? Just be here now, and stop desiring to be in a different state or feel better. Guess what? Any experience will get transformed into a positive experience because you are allowing thyself to be crooked in order to become straight. My friends, if you've been fucking up for a long time, accept that shit and sit in it. And you're instantly redeemed. Instantly redeemed. Yo, every negative feeling or state of being or being tired or whatever it is gets transformed into a positive experience if we accept it. But if we run from it, we double it. We literally exponentially grow this fucking festering cesspool of toxic shit that we are sleeping on. Because like, yo, like in my experience with stimulants is like, whenever I was feeling a little bit tired, I was a little bit nervous that I might be tired, you know, for a test or some shit. It would be like the fucking Addy or the coffee or whatever it is, you know, so that I could avoid what is true for something that is fake that I liked a little bit more, right? And and then I would just like constantly always be reaching for that, right? And like any state of feeling I had, I would just compensate with something else outside of me. And when we do this shit, my friends, when we're always running from what we are, oh, you really slap on the chains that you can't get out of. Because to go back through all of that shit you just piled up is so painful. You don't have the time, energy, nor like resources to do it. So then you're trapped over here, and then you have to maintain that cycle until explosion happens, and that's where like that true fucking fall occurs. But also that's like part of the whole fucking hero's journey. So what do I know? What did Arian say? Whoa, that is fucking good. Arian Rams. Hell yeah, I like the wordplay. Yo, my friends, we are fucking hour and a half in here. Hell yeah. I told myself I was going to go live for 10 minutes just because I knew I needed to today. And, but that's just the funny thing about flow states. Hold on. This is the funny shit about flow states. It's like, it's so difficult to get yourself into the action of something, my friends. So all you gotta do is fucking lie about it. Yo, stop making things so big and complicated and hard in your mind, right? Make that shit easy. My friends, how would it look if it were effortless? That's how you should do it. That's literally the way. Stop thinking things are hard, complex, that you need to be perfect on anything. Yo, let all that shit go and see, like, think about it as if it were easy, right? And if you guys want more keys like that, I have literally the master archive for you. Go check out the Spirit of Action. The first link in the description goes to this new package I just launched on the new year. And it's kind of in the beta version right now, but it's the most immense amount of value I could possibly give someone. And if you do receive value from what we do here in connecting and from me, I would so appreciate you to, you know, return that favor. Like, do you tip your waiter? Might as well tip your YouTuber too, but also that package will change your fucking life, you know, if you're trying to bring forth something from within. If you're a creator, an entrepreneur, any of that shit, it's all the master keys I've learned from like years. But anyway, really appreciate anybody who goes and checks that out. But also any super chats, donations, so much appreciated. And you know it's going to be like coming right back to you because you help me, I help you kind of thing. You know what I mean? Hell yeah. Law of equal exchange out here. Anyways, that was just a shameless plug because I do like, yo, this community, this tribe, this vision, and like this channel, even though it's like still phase one, this is what I think about all day. This is what I fucking build and battle with every moment, right? Like literally, like everything I do is inspired because tribe is always in my mind. Every song I listen to, everything I learn, everything I create is all about you in this collective, right? So help me help you. I'm really trying to like build something great, and it's not gonna be about me on a channel. Like this is why like Reality Files is not called like Demetrius, you know. It's not some kind of. It's a collective, my friends. It's a movement, and like it's, you know, got like. For me, it's demanded of me to like build myself and acquire a lot of skill, and I actually learned so much through expressing and teaching, and like everyone does, you learn the most through teaching, period. But right now, like in those past 2 years, it's been demanded of me to grow and actually like integrate myself more. But now, my friends, 2019, 2020, we are talking all about connection, collaboration, tribe design, and like, you know, building real community out here. And for that shit to be done, yo, everyone, we gotta get our shit together. We have to get our shit in order, right? In terms of like, yo, connect to people, put yourself out there. Furthermore, like, yo, free yourself. Free yourself. What kind of resources do you have to give? My friends, 2019 is no longer, is literally removing yourself from the equation. What do you have to give? What do you have to connect with, right? Like what skill or resource do you have to share? And the more that we can connect, right? Like, fuck, I bet there's some music producers right now on here that are really good, right? And I bet someone, like, also on this chat, like, you know, is connected to someone who owns, you know, like, who's like this epic DJ or owns a production company of some kind. And like, if we can just connect to each other and let it be known and like be in the spirit of giving, right? Like having goodwill, which everyone has on this channel, like that's the vibes being attracted, having goodwill, but having the will to good, my friends. It's time to initiate the will to good. It's time to give. It's time to connect, like really, and start cultivating. And like, yeah, time is now, my friends. Time is now. So wherever you see you can give and help someone out, this is what it's going to take. That's what it's going to take, my friends, is small efforts from many people. Because all of that, my friends, a small step is the largest leap you can make. Period. Like, it's all about the fucking small steps out here, my friends. And sharing in the vision. Sharing in the vision. Hell yeah. There's so much love going through the live chat right now. Fuck yeah. Anybody who's not involved, get involved with the live chat. Also, everyone here right now, hit that like button if you haven't already. It's so easy, effortless, but it helps me and the whole tribe so that people find this video. And also, just in general, like when you're watching my videos, if it's a video you do like, make sure to hit that like button, because that's actually how we can co-evolve this channel and the information I bring forth. Because I do analyze and look at all my analytics pretty in-depthly. I have managed multiple YouTube channels. Like I've done like basically media and brand consultation and strategy, like content strategy for like a lot of different people, like as my job. But for this channel, it's funny because I could have like fucking 100,000 subs right now, but I speak in a way that only very few can hear. And also, I don't make videos about like the fucking third eye. Like, you know, I can't like speak a half truth, and I can't fucking lie, and I can't like, you know, bring down the pearls and feed it to swine. So, you know, we're keeping it this way, but there's always an opportunity to collectively evolve the content, the information, the connection. So whether that is just hitting that like button and letting me know you enjoyed that video so I can direct more content that way, dropping a comment and letting me know where you want to dive deeper. And I feel like the way I used to speak on a lot of videos like deterred comments. And but really, my friends, like I love the comments, love every single one of them. And it also, all of that shit all gets integrated and incorporated into where this vision is taken, and like where, like everything, my friends, like everything is everything out here. So just dropping that note, since we are going live, I can connect with you guys free form. The time is now. Oh, yo, everyone watching, we're approaching the end. So definitely, if you have any questions or directions you want to take this, drop them, because you never know. You might get another hour out of me. But we are approaching the end, and I just want to say to everyone in here, listen up for a second. Yo, in terms of music is the most important. Music is the most important, like, and powerful tool we have to program our minds, period. The music you listen to, right? And I guess the media you consume in general is the programming for your computer. So do you want to upgrade to fucking software running this shit? Listen to better music. And I just want to suggest a few songs, my friends. Yo, Remember Jah by Wookiefoot. I listen to that shit every morning. Okay? Also, another great song by Wookiefoot is Jah Spirit. Jah Spirit. These two songs, epic. Been listening to a whole bunch lately. Furthermore, my friends, the most strong fucking prayer and projection into the universe, right? The most powerful one is singing, like, from your heart with what you truly desire, from the true will, right? Singing what you mean and meaning what you say and being, like, literally pouring yourself into it, right? And you know the song I do that shit on? Obsidian by Trevor Hall. That shit's all about the tribe. That shit's all about it, right? I fucking pray to Obsidian and Great Spirit. These two songs are on YouTube, not Spotify. But I've downloaded and uploaded to Spotify. But Great Spirit and Obsidian, right? Great Spirit by Nako and Obsidian by Trevor Hall. Those two songs, holy shit. Like, you can pray to those every day. Every day. And it's the most powerful prayer you could ever insert into your subconscious or, like, speak forth to the universe. Period. And also, my friends, like, the music I listen to, like, I have literally, like, I could sell my playlist for $1 million. I'll give it to you guys for free, though. Hell yeah. Message me if you want to get in my, like, get access to my Spotify playlist. I'll send you the link. But the music I have in there, my friends, I never passively listen to music. Like, music can be the most powerful force out here, my friends. That shit, like, inspires emotion, thoughts, connection, right? But if we're just, like, passively consuming this shit, like, the marginal value is ever diminishing. Like, if you're gonna listen to music, fucking listen to music. Sing your fucking heart out. Like, be in that song, right? And also, have that, like, the only way to do that is have that song so damn true to you. So there needs to be, like, you need fucking good, powerful music. Listen to Nako, Wookiefoot, you know, I like Barefoot Truth. I also like Trevor Hall, a fuck ton. Like, Don't Rush Your Healing. That song has saved my life, I think. Also, I'm trying to think who are my favorite artists. Oh, another great song, my friends. Chant Up Zion. Hell yeah. I want to chant up Zion right now. Fuck yeah. So, those are some music suggestions, my friends. After like 2 years of being very careful what I allow through the gates of my mind in terms of music and media, like, guys, like, straight up, for 2 years straight, no TV, no Netflix, no bullshit music, no social situations, nor drama, because I'm by myself. For 2 years straight, I only read sacred texts or listened to the masters of old and listened to the most beautiful music I could find. And that shit, my friends, like, it's crazy. When I, like, lay down and meditate or some shit, like, what comes, like, you know how, like, songs will start playing in your head randomly? It's like the songs and the mantras that start playing in my head is like, let Jah Spirit take control. You know, like, it. Oh, also, Sat Sang is also a really good artist out there. Like, his song Between with Nako, that's a good intro into that. Like, but it's crazy, like, all these mantras, like, all this self, you know, or, you know, just like the word, like, Manly P. Hall will start speaking in my head, or Seneca, or, like, these songs from, like, Nako, like just hymns to the Great Spirit and shit. Like, that stuff is the only programming my subconscious mind knows, and all of us can do this really easily, right? But the thing is that you must program your subconscious mind, because when you hit higher states of awareness and expansiveness, guys, it's like the Fibonacci that just grows, and you can ever keep expanding if you have the right code inserted to feed you the right, like, direction and roadmap, right? But if you have all these programs running that are like, you know, fuck bitches, get money, some really bassy fucking vibes. Like, that's the shit that's gonna come on, you know, next time when you're hitting that high state. You know, the next time you go into something uncomfortable, instead of letting just spirit take control, instead of, you know, surrendering into the DAO and the now, you know, and listening to, like, you know, like having Seneca repeat in your mind, you know, letter from a Stoic 16 on groundless fears. Instead of that shit going through your mind, you're going to have some, like, you know, egoic music or like bullshit, you know, like wakeboarding video on YouTube, like, go through your mind. And you see how this either leads you up and up, like on the fucking hyperspeed loop, or on the down and down, or just blocks you from different states of consciousness. So hell yeah, I'm sure in the chat right now, everyone will be sharing some awesome resources, but that's just my take, my friends. If you put in gold, gold will inevitably come out. Fill your mind with gold. Fill your mind with gems, right? Like, guard the gates of your fucking mind. If all you consume is gorgeous, you're going to become gorgeous. That's just the truth. So